2017 was the year that Twitter doubled the length of tweets, as though somehow that would fix all of the endemic cultural problems of bullying on the social media platform, famous for Donald Trump. Did it work? Probably not. But there is a future for Twitter. We just don't quite know what it's going to be. So to work out what 2018 holds for the short messaging service to presidents, we have Peter Marks, technology commentator, and we have Claire Riley from the technology website CNET. Peter Marks, just what do you think is the future for Twitter?
I think Google should just buy them, you know. If you look at their stock price this year, they have done better this year. I mean, they had the benefit of an insane tweeting person running one of the largest
I've said it before, I'll say it again. If your entire business is built on Donald Trump keeping you afloat, you are in danger.
And that has helped. You know, they did get more users. User growth went up a bit early on this year. I don't know how it's going.
All of those users were either journalists or dickheads.
Yeah, maybe so. But gee, if you bought their stock, it's gone up this year. But if you look back over 5 years, it's just been a terrible investment. It's not good. And other things they did, bizarrely, they doubled the size of English tweets, which one of the things I like about Twitter is the fact that the comments are really short and edited down.
Yeah, brevity is the soul of Twitter, and they lost it. And I think the thing that really hurts is the people that are on there were enjoying this fast-paced messaging platform, and now the people that are on there are like, oh, this place is already more exhausting, you know? The people who like it for good reason. It's a really great way to communicate. I've made friends in other countries that I've met up with in real life now via Twitter hashtags, which is amazing. But also at the same time, for people outside the ring, they don't understand it. It's incomprehensible. It's all these kinds of garbles of characters. How do I use it? I had a friend who just switched back to Twitter. She had an account from ages ago, and she was getting really frustrated that all of the details around the Manus Island protests and everything that was kind of happening in real time over there wasn't being relayed on Facebook. So she goes to Twitter and she was like, yes, this is much more immediate, but also it's so confusing.
It's still the best place for breaking news. If you follow the right people and they are people that you trust.
Yeah, so it's a live platform, and that's what's really good at it. But they mucked around with the timeline too, and I guess this goes back before this year. The timeline is no longer sequential. It kind of puts things in a different order, and I really hate
they occasionally will use an algorithm that kicks into gear to kind of resurface things that were popular from several hours ago, and I agree. I find it confusing and sort of antithetical to the spirit of what Twitter is and does. And I guess the problem I always come back to with Twitter is that it does have all these wonderful attributes, and it is actually a very necessary part of a lot of people's...
It's a piece of infrastructure, technically, that we need, but I just wonder if it should be a Google service or something like that.
The thing I'm curious about is, can you ever extract the best and worst parts of Twitter, right? So obviously Twitter is exhausting. It encourages people to have snarky, unconstructive conversations. It is filled with obviously things like fake news and bots and all these other problems that are huge, actually really huge and super damaging and cultural in their nature. And I'm still fascinated to know if either of you think that you can ever extricate the best parts and the worst parts, or are they linked because they're two sides of the same coin?
I think they've been allowed to grow into each other like a really noxious vine. I think maybe the answer isn't necessarily trying to remove the best parts, say, with an acquisition of Google. I think it's good that we have diversity of companies, and even though they're all white, middle-aged bros from Silicon Valley, but a bit of diversity in thinking and culture. So is it the best to bring it under Google? Maybe not, but I think the way to start is to excise the horrible parts of Twitter. And frankly, the company just took too long to do that. So I had a meeting.
Is it even possible?
It is for some of it.
There's some measures, like they've validated the tick business where they're saying this is a real person, because there's all these people saying the real or
sure.
Well, having said that, some of the best accounts, like the fake Johnny Ive, are hilarious.
There's a difference between parody and fake. Yeah. A fake Lee Lin Chin is very similar to real Lee Lin Chin on Twitter. She's pretty amazing.
No, fake Lee Lin Chin on Twitter is actually funny.
Oh, really? I think the issue is the culture of bullying. Forget all the, now my profile picture's in a circle, not a square. The issue has been bullying, harassment, trolling, and they took too long on that. So issues around making it very, very easy to report someone who was harassing on Twitter. There was such a difficult process, and the onus of proof and the burden was on the victim. Twitter's safety campaign, I had a meeting with them earlier in the year, and they are really making efforts to change that. But you can't just do it after the whole place has been burnt to the ground and is filled with Nazis. Like you have to do something before the Nazis come. I think there's a possibility, but they have to move move quickly, and they probably have to break a few things.
So the top tweets this year I saw were the number 1 or number 2 was the Charlottesville tweet from Barack Obama, quoting
Nelson Mandela.
Nelson Mandela, you're
So
right.
this
No
is
one
the,
is born
this is
hating.
the picture of him looking up at a it's a classroom,
Yeah.
a bunch of like ethnically diverse kids looking out the window, and the quote is
No one is born hating people of another colour.
Right, so that
essentially
was-
racism is taught.
That
Yeah.
was the number 2 most retweeted tweet of the year. So that's lovely.
And
That's
number
sort of
one-
nice thing. Number 1 was somebody asking for free chicken nuggets from Wendy's.
Hashtag nugs for Carter. Obama
okay,
made
burn
it,
it down. Seriously, just shut it down.
What a pity
But
they weren't in the other order.
It was a pretty grim year for top tweets. It was Ariana Grande apologising to her fans after Manchester. There were 3 tweets from Obama thanking people for his tenure, but also, you know, that tweet post Charlottesville, a suicide awareness tweet, and a photo after the lead singer of Linkin Park committed suicide. So you look back at those top 10, it was a really sad year.
There is all of this in the podcast of Download This Show. Yes, it is a podcast. That's why we called it Download This Show. It's available right now on any good podcasting app and, of course, the ABC Listen app. And we will see you there. See ya.